It seems like people are ready to get married because it seems like that's what everybody is looking to do. Marriage. Like marriage is the highest thing in your life. Once you have achieved that, you have arrived. Who told us that? That's a lie. However, before you get to that step of being married, you have to remember that from middle school, high school, college, and your experiences in life can also alter the way you see marriage. So many people are stepping into marriages and they never dealt with their issues that they had in middle school, high school, and college. So now they bring everything with them in the marriage. So now the marriage only lasts 6 months and 1 year, 2 years, because they never dealt with the things that they dealt with before marriage. So God is saying, before we have this unit, before we have this unity, before we have this thing that I've blessed, make sure that you allow me to work with you first. Allow me to work in you first, because when I bring that person to you, I don't want you to destroy them. I want you to propel them. So it is time for us to understand that the thing that you went through in life, you cannot carry them with you. However, you can carry the experience that you had to make better decisions, but you cannot carry the lack of trust. You cannot carry the fear. You cannot carry the mindset that everybody's the same way. Everybody's not the same way. Just the person that you was with was like that. So now you carry that same mindset into that relationship, and then you go to a church, and then you have children, but any little thing happen, you're still dealing with that issue. So for those of you that are single this morning, I'm going to ask you to go into yourself and find where the things are in your life. Because in order for you to be married, in order for you to be in a relationship, selfishness cannot be part of it. There cannot be no inch of selfishness, nothing. Because now you are removing yourself and you are looking at the other person. What can I do for you? I've always been teaching this long time ago, and then I realized I stopped doing it. I've always been saying, you always need to find out what is it that you can do for your spouse that you could make their life better, not worse. It's like some people wake up and they're like, I'm going to do the worst thing I could do to you today. And I remember I used to say that all the time, but I stopped doing it. So you know what I said? Last week I said, baby, I know I've neglected taking you out. So I've been so busy with ministry and books and conference and all that stuff. And then she always looking at me like, I see you. I'm just waiting on you. And I said, you know what? From now on, every week, once a week, I'm going to take you out. She's like, really? Once a week, I'm going to take you out. And that just changed just everything that, you know, the way that she just changed. I don't know what it is. And she's just changing. But every day or every week, I get to take her out and watch her be happy. That changes her mindset. That changes everything. Now I'm not just here just to raise kids. I'm not just here just to wash dishes. Like, I'm actually worth something. What can you do to help someone to be better? If you're not in that stage yet, stay single. Stay by yourself. Because if you're going to get into marriage and then you're always looking at what can they do for me, that's selfishness. What can she do for me? What can you do for her? What can you do for him? But you cannot be in that mindset if you're still dealing with the hurt. If you're still dealing with the pain. If you're still dealing with somebody that broke your heart. If you're still dealing with, thank you, sir. Thank you. If you're still dealing with whatever experiences that you had in life. If God wants us to be in a relationship, for the most of us, if God wants us to find our spouse or husband or wives, what do you think the enemy wants us to do? He wants us either to be away from God or to be single for the rest of your life, if that's what God wants. But the enemy don't want you to be in a relationship. He don't want you to be, as a matter of fact, he don't want you to find the right one. That's what I was trying to say. His thing is, he's going to lure you into finding the wrong one. Because the wrong person will take you away from the presence of God. The wrong person will take you away from the purpose of God. The wrong person will take you away from the assignments of God. But he looked nice though, Pastor. Strong and tall. What is it with we're tall. We're tall. Ladies, what is it? What is it, ladies? You got to be tall. You know? He's tall and he drives a nice car and he got good credit. None of these things matter when it comes to it. Because the person, they have a nice car, they tall, they look good, and they take you straight to hell. So the material things, yes, they are there, but they cannot be the main focus of why you decided to give your life to someone. Your life. So what I'm noticing that churches are being built. Big churches. And people come to church, hold hands, hell, all right, baby. And they get in the car and they're cussing each other. And the kids are cussing each other too, because they see it from the parents. And the kids go to school and they fighting, because I was a teacher. They fighting against everybody else because they see the parents are fighting at home. But when we come to church, hi, praise the Lord, bless, highly favored. And there's no groups, there's no family connection. We're going to start that again. There's nothing at home. You come to church and you say hello to this person, you go home. There's no, what's what I'm looking for? There is no community. There is no fellowship. Because you can't fellowship if you have issues.
That's right.
I'm going to come to church and I'm going to sit right here by myself. Nobody talks to me. Hello, bye. Don't talk to me. I got issues. I just come here to just listen to the word, and then I go home. But what God is trying to tell you is when you come into my presence, you're supposed to fellowship with one another. So we have all these single things, single conferences, single this, single that, and everybody trying to give you so many information. Just open the Bible. And everybody's such in a hurry. I got to get married. Oh my gosh, I'm 27. I'm 26. I'm tired of going to all these weddings, and everybody's this and everybody's that. When am I going to get married, Lord? And the Lord is saying, I have placed you in a process in order for you to deal with your issues. And I'm not going to release you into anybody's husband, into anybody, until you have dealt with your issues. What are those issues, Father? Well, you're selfish. You're only thinking about yourself. You're not only selfish, but you still have anger issue. You're mad about everything. Well, you got to deal with it. You have controlling issues. Everything has to be your way. Well, you can't be married if everything has to be your way. That's not a marriage. That's not a relationship. Well, okay, Father. What else? What else? You have a cultural mindset. You're a man and you're a dominant man, and you think because you're a man, everything has to go through you. You're not God. Okay, Father, I'm going to submit under you and show me how to deal with these things, because I want a family. See, that person God can use. But a person that says, well, okay, Father, well, it is what it is. You know, people that always say that's the cards I've been dealt. See, that person will take them a long time to get something from God. You can get something, but I don't know if it's going to be from God. So in Joshua 24, verse 15, Joshua 24, verse 15, and I like this verse because Joshua 24, verse 15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates, okay, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. So that's me and my household. We will serve the Lord. So in order for your household to serve the Lord, you have to serve the Lord. You see that? As for me and my house. Because you are bringing God into your house. So that is a preparation. And as I'm watching now, many of you just got married and many of you are dating, whatever. That's a good thing. Because now you are preparing yourself to get there. My question to you is, what are you bringing into that home? Are you bringing God, or are you bringing the gods of your ancestors? Are you bringing the things of the past? Are you bringing the struggles? Are you bringing them? So my dream is that every family in the church will have a family connection where they are connected. The world is going so fast. Have you guys never noticed that on Sunday, next thing you know, it's Sunday again? And it's going so fast, you didn't talk to nobody, you didn't pray, you didn't read the Bible, you didn't do nothing during the week. All you did was work. Anybody ever notice that it's going that fast? So our family connection, we will select a day in the week where families will meet. You will meet in your home with your family, and you will pray. And you will worship. You will eat together. You will talk about, hey, how's everything going with you? How's your thing? How's your thing? If we have children, what's going on in school? That we build our families. Once our family started to strengthen, now we can invite our friends. Now we can invite our neighbors. Now we can invite people that's outside of our families, because whatever we have here, we want to share it. We want to extend ourselves. I've seen family connection where every Wednesday the family cook a meal, not just for themselves, but they invite people from the neighborhood. They invite people from their work. They invite people from wherever they are, from their Facebook friends, and then they come together and they speak about what was said on Sunday, and then they continue to build a family. Could you imagine if we have 30 of those? And one day we have a picnic and everybody comes together, and now we have a community, well, this community, we could say that they are worshiping God and they are living together. Anybody sees that? So everybody here, from men to women, there's a responsibility that the man has, and there's a responsibility that the woman has. But it seems like as we move to the 21st century, the responsibilities are shifting. And if they are shifting, we need revelation to understand where they are going and how to handle them. What do you mean, Pastor? Well, back in the days, the husband worked and the woman stayed at home. All he did was work, and then he'd come home and the food is ready, the kids are clean, the house is clean, and that's it. But things are shifting now. What do you mean? Well, the wife also works. As a matter of fact, some households, the wives make more money than the man. So it's shifting now. Are we ready for the shift? We have to understand the shift and get revelation that, God, how do we deal with this? I was on the radio the other day, and then the one woman called and said, well, I don't understand this thing with my husband. And she just put the whole thing out. Like, I'm married to him, but he asked me to pay half of the bill. I pay half of the bill. I pay half of the light. He pay half of the light. I pay half. I'm like, that's not a relationship. That's a partnership. We are partnering together. A relationship is the money comes together, and then we do what we're going to do with it together. Amen. That's a relationship. But the thing is, if you're still thinking that this is my money, then why are we married? I used to get mad at my wife. I used to, because we have a checking account together, and the money is there. And then she has her another checking account, and my name is on it too, and it's there. And then this time she said, well, that's yours. I'm like, no, it's not. That's ours. Well, you know what I mean. I say, I know what you mean, but I want you to start practicing saying it, because it's ours. And there's times I'm like, baby, go check in the account how much money. Well, that's your account. I'm like, no. That's our account. The money's in there. It's for you. The bill's already paid. That's your money right there. Do and go see what's in it so we can do what we need to do, because that's our thing. And I've seen some families, there is some husbands or wives, they don't have access to their spouse account. That's not a relationship. Or if one of the person have issues with spending, yes, you're not going to have access to the checking account. We're going to be wise. Hello? But I'm talking about the main goal, we should have access to things. Watch this. You know how many people don't have access to their wives or husband's phone? They don't have the code. While the husband is asleep, they were trying to break the code. Dang, that's not it. That's not a relationship. That's a partnership. What is that? You know what I mean? So what's going on, guys? Things are shifting. We're going to have to understand the shift and understand what we need to do in it. That's why I love counseling. Number one in counseling is communication. That's number one. No communication, we cannot make it. You're talking about strong families, and we don't communicate? The other day, my wife told me, yeah, you over here going over there, you didn't tell me nothing about it. And I said, yeah, you're right, baby, I'm sorry. And I gotta do better, I gotta do better with that. Because so much stuff is coming, I'm like, yes, yes, yes to people, and then I'm not talking to her about it. Because it's communication. Well, I'm the man. I don't gotta tell her nothing. No, you the man when you was by yourself. Now you're in a relationship, you're still the man, but there is somebody with you now. You're not here by yourself. Because it's like some of us, we still thinking we by ourselves. And no, you're not in the dorm room anymore where you just walk and everything is just, no. You have to be considerate of the person that you are with right now. It seems like in today's society, people are not considerate with the other person. Are we considerate? I know she likes to eat. I know that. So now I have to be considerate of that. She knows what I like. She has to be considerate of that. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So as we move, I got 5 minutes because I know my sound I have to leave. Man, that sounds so good. There's a responsibility for a man. When I was growing up, they always talk about the responsibility of the woman. And they neglect to talk about the responsibility of the man. But if the man is the man, if you're talking about you the man, do you know your responsibility? Because we're trying to build a strong family here. And in order for us to build a strong family, the man must know his responsibility. And that's when all the men shut me down. Men, let me hear you. Men, hey. Your first responsibility is a provider. There must be something in you as a man that triggers you to provide. There's something about it. When I get paid on Friday, when I used to work, 9 to 5, I still work. I don't know. I have businesses. When I used to work 9 to 5, when I used to get paid on Friday, man, that thing felt good. I used to come home like, yeah, girl, that thing is direct deposit. What you want, girl? It felt good. But if you're just home playing video games, okay, and you get all the latest games, and then you in line to get the LeBrons and the KDs and the Jordans, and you don't have a job, and you have responsibility, something's wrong. That conversation should have had before you got married. But the other side of that is, a lot of women, they notice that, and they still marry because they thirsty, or they it's my time. So I'd rather have a man that sits home and play video game and stand in line to get Jordans than to have no man. I'm sorry, I'm going to teach my daughter, it's better for you to stay single than to be married to something like that. Because when we get married, people, we're supposed to be better and go further. Because now, instead of you getting 1 check, we're getting 2 checks. Instead of you having 2 hands, now we have 4 hands. But the problem is, only 2 hands is working, even though 4 hands is there. The other hand is doing something else. Oh, that's good stuff right there. Oh, that's good stuff right there. I hope somebody tell me that one. It's like, we got 4 hands, but the other one is like this, watching. Oh, I love this marriage. Yeah, you do all the work, and I'm just going, no, we can't do that. Because while your hand is tied up, that person is holding down the fort. And then eventually, the person is going to get tired, they're going to get fed up, and then they're going to say, I've had it. So now the families are deteriorating. My goal is to build strong families. And as we build strong families, the church will grow. Your first responsibility is to be a provider. And what I mean by provider, I'm not meaning just financially. Emotionally. That woman that you're with, she is an emotional being. Any little thing triggers her emotions. You could say one thing one way, she takes it another way. She could have a bad day at work, and then she comes home, and then she want to kick everything. You're going to have to be there. You think you're strong and big just because, for protection. No, you need to be strong and big and gentle at the same time. Who am I talking to? She needs to be able to lean on your shoulder, even though it's so strong and powerful, but she finds strength and comfort during that time. But many times she comes to us, now I got to go to the gym. The gym doesn't bring comfort to her. You do. So I'm telling you, I'm going to start this teaching on understanding your role as a man and women, but I'm going to go in a different route. We're first going to handle the issues, and then we're going to build. And once we start building, you will see your marriage go from here to here. You will see your relationship go from here to here. And if you're single, you will see that you just not thinking about so many things anymore because you're free. Because many of you are on the verge of being married soon. Or you are married now. And God is preparing you. I hope you are listening. Because the more you listen, the quicker you get to that point. The less you listen, the longer it gets. Let's pray.